and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Tuesday, July 22nd. We begin on the northeast side of Indianapolis, where police say 2 people are injured after 2 overnight shootings. The first happened at around 1:30 this morning at a home on North Chester Avenue near 34th and Sherman. Police say the victim was awake and breathing at the scene. About an hour later, officers were called to a home on the city's west side near Alton Avenue near 16th and Tibbs, where police found a person shot. They say that victim was stable when taken to a hospital. Investigators have not said what may have led to the gunfire in either case. Metro police are making more arrests for spinning and burnouts. Over the weekend, IMPD says officers towed 7 vehicles, made 4 arrests, recovered 2 stolen cars, and handed out 34 tickets. This all comes after the City Council passed a proposal last October. That plan was aimed at cracking down on spinning and street takeovers. In a social media post, IMPD says it is committed to holding reckless drivers accountable. Well, some lawmakers say these efforts aren't enough. Republican State Senator Michael Young says he plans to file a bill in next year's legislative session that would place the downtown Mile Square under the state's control. He says a state-appointed commissioner and council would be in charge of the area, while the state attorney general would prosecute crimes. He also says there's precedent.
If you think back till the 1990s, Evan Bayh sent the state police up to Gary in Lake County and solved their crime issue in about 90 days or so. So we know it can be done. We know it can be done by the state police.
We reached out to Mayor Joe Hogsett about this for comment, but we have yet to hear back. Well, there's a growing effort at Indianapolis public schools to stop gun violence among younger people. It's a personal matter for Chelsea English, a social worker at Shortridge High School. News 8's Kat Sandoval introduces us to her and the program that she's heading up.
She has lost 3 of her students to gun violence, 2 of them in just the past 2 months. She launched the Shine Project for the students at her school and is now looking to expand it across the city. Chelsea English is a social worker at Shortridge High School. She's tired of gun violence killing Indianapolis teens.
I wanted to try to prevent those situations from happening rather than just continually responding to crises. And so this was what the kids had been asking for. Their solution is that they need a safe place to be during out of school time.
That solution is the Shine Project, a student-run program that stands for safety, health, inclusion, and nurturing environments. High school students plan and execute about 1 to 2 events a month after school. The get-togethers range from tailgating parties, supporting football and soccer games, to open mic nights and a Valentine's Day dance. Some events, Chelsea says, bring in as many as 50 to 100 students. So far, they had 10 events this year.
My favorite part was definitely seeing everyone come together and feel heard and see them valued. We can gather in the cafeteria and have game nights, and then we play music, and we just really have fun. Really, that's my favorite part, having fun with everyone.
Chelsea secured an IPS Changemaker grant of $5,000 that pays for supplies and food for all the events, and it's free for students.
So there's so many people that come. I mean, we're all teenagers, so free food brings us out.
Joking aside, gun violence is a reality for students like Noah. She's known people who were killed and injured by gun violence, either in school or family members. And she says programs like this can make a difference.
There's really not a lot of safe spaces in Indianapolis to be as a teenager, to hang out that don't cost money. There's nowhere to go.
She's not alone. Derek's mom was a victim to gun violence, and that's why they moved from Atlanta to Indianapolis.
That's a really big part of why I love the Shine program so much. It makes kids feel heard. I have a bit of PTSD when it comes to guns and stuff like that. So giving the chance for other kids my age and maybe even younger to feel safe and not have to worry about that type of stuff is really empowering to me.
Since the start of the program in August 2024, IPS says student detention at Shortridge High School decreased by 18%. And that's why Chelsea pitched her program to City County Council to get additional funding to expand.
I have found that punishment isn't the most effective way to make change in kids' lives, but they need hope, believe in themselves, and reasonable pathways to success. When we offer these things, kids make the right choices.
Chelsea tells me the program only runs during school months, so she's hoping additional funding can expand it to also include summer, and in addition to include more Indianapolis teens beyond Shortridge High School. I'm Kat Sandoval, Wish TV, wishtv.com.
On to some national headlines. President Trump is banning a Wall Street Journal reporter from Air Force One. The move means that the reporter won't have the usual in-flight access during the president's trip to Scotland this weekend. President Trump filed a $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the paper for its article about a sexually suggestive letter that they say he sent to accused sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Trump has denied writing this letter. The Trump administration has released records of the FBI's surveillance of Martin Luther King Jr. This decision was made despite opposition from King's family. The digital document dump includes over 240,000 pages of records that had been sealed by a court since 1977. Among them are leads that the FBI received after King's assassination, along with details on the CIA surveillance of King after he shifted to anti-war and anti-poverty work later in his life. While the entertainment world is mourning the loss of a beloved actor who played Theo Huxtable, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Authorities in Costa Rica say he drowned Sunday while swimming near a beach. He also appeared in many other TV shows and movies. Warner's work also took him behind the camera and beyond as a prominent director of shows and music videos. In 2015, he won a Grammy for his work as a musician. And just last year, he performed at the Cabaret downtown as part of Indie Jazz Fest. Malcolm Jamal Warner was 54 years old. Let's talk sports. Players start reporting today ahead of Colts training camp. It kicks off in Westfield tomorrow. The field is painted and the locker room is ready for the team's upcoming 13 practices at Grand Park. If you would like to go, it's free, but you do have to pay for parking. Organizers say Blue and the Colts cheerleaders will perform before practice at 10 tomorrow morning. When it comes to the weather, Storm Track 8 says we're in for much of the same seasonable conditions. Meteorologist Marcus Bailey has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
If you need to mow or do any of the garden, do it today because you've been avoiding it because of the humidity and the rain. We're dry, we're comfortable, and I can't guarantee you that the rest of the week. It gets pretty nasty after that. So let's get you started here. 64 in Fisher, 65 Anderson, 63 Greenfield, Franklin at 66, 68 in Martinsville, and 70 degrees in Mooresville here for this morning. It's even more. Look at Richmond, 59. My goodness, that is wonderful. 61 in Muncie, 62 Kokomo, near 70 right now in Bloomington, and upper 60s around Terre Haute here for this morning. Again, what makes this feel really good is we're getting that drier air getting pulled in from the north. Now, once we get deeper into the day, you could see a very strong pull from the Gulf. You see those green arrows? That's humidity on the comeback. We'll gradually see that dial up a little bit this afternoon, much more so overnight tonight, and then in a big way for the rest of the week. And that's what's going to be the problem here when you combine that with some pretty high temperatures as we go into the latter portions of the week. Today's great, though. Lunchtime, 78, mostly sunny, very comfortable. I'm going to go the high of 87 degrees later on this afternoon. That's only a couple of degrees above average. Mid-80s for most of central Indiana. Some areas flirt with 90 degrees in southwestern portions of the state. We already have heat alerts. You've been seeing those scroll at the bottom of your screen. For western Indiana, this will apply for tomorrow. But I expect that you're going to see a lot more counties added to this, if not for tomorrow, for Thursday and possibly Friday. Pretty intense heat and humidity will be building in over the next several days. We'll talk much more about that in my Storm Track 8 forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
To get a peek at the full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Tuesday, July 22nd. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.